In the high-security suburbs of Tucson, Arizona, a quiet neighborhood has become the center of a federal investigation that is baffling experts. Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie, hasn't been seen since the night of January 31st. Since then, the desert has been filled with SWAT raids, cryptic Bitcoin demands, and the discovery of DNA that officials say does not belong to anyone in Nancy's inner circle. Today, we are piecing together the timeline of what the FBI is calling an extremely unusual case. To understand what happened, we have to look at the timeline. On January 31st, at 9:48 p.m., Nancy was dropped off at her home after dinner with family. The garage door closed. Everything seemed normal, but then the digital trail goes cold in a very specific sequence. At 1:47 a.m., her doorbell camera was disconnected. 30 minutes later, at 2:12 a.m., the software detected movement, but because there was no active recording subscription, the footage wasn't saved. Then came the most chilling detail. At 2:28 a.m., Nancy's pacemaker app, which was synced to her phone, lost its connection. This creates a terrifyingly narrow window. This wasn't just a disappearance. It was a technical deconstruction of her security, followed by a medical silence that has left her family desperate for answers. Now came the emails. Multiple encrypted messages have been sent to media outlets, including TMZ. These aren't just ransom notes, they are complex demands for Bitcoin. The latest email, received just hours ago, changed the profile of the investigation. A sender, claiming to have international ties, is demanding 1 Bitcoin just to reveal the name of the main individual involved. Is this a real lead, or is someone attempting to monetize a tragedy? While the FBI hasn't publicly validated these emails, the shift to cryptocurrency suggests a person comfortable with digital anonymity, someone who knows exactly how to hide behind the blockchain. Let's look at the physical evidence. The FBI is focusing on 2 specific items: a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack and a pair of dark tactical gloves. Why these items? Because they are common. You can buy them at almost any major retailer. This suggests the individual wasn't using high-end, specialized gear that could be traced to a specific boutique or military supplier. They chose items that allowed them to blend into the Arizona hiking community while maintaining a tactical advantage. Investigators are now asking anyone who saw a person with this specific pack in the Catalina foothills during January to come forward. On February 13th, the investigation escalated. Over a dozen law enforcement vehicles, including SWAT and forensic units, descended on a residence near East Orange Grove Road, less than 2 miles from Nancy's home. The Pima County Sheriff, Chris Nanos, confirmed this was a pre-planned, investigation-driven operation. While we saw forensic trucks collecting evidence late into the night, no formal charges have been announced. However, the Sheriff's Department dropped a bombshell just before this raid. They have recovered DNA from Nancy's property that does not belong to her or anyone in her family. This may represent the first confirmed physical evidence linking an outside party to the scene. Investigators are now working around the clock to match that profile to a suspect. While the SWAT raid on East Orange Grove Road captured headlines, a quieter but potentially more significant operation took place at a nearby Culver's restaurant parking lot. Federal agents tagged and towed a silver Range Rover SUV that had been flagged by automated license plate readers during the blackout window of Nancy's disappearance. During this ground operation, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos confirmed that a driver, described as a person of interest, was detained for questioning. While that individual was later released, the vehicle is currently being stripped at a federal forensic facility. Investigators are looking for more than just Nancy's DNA. They are looking for transfer evidence, soil from the foothills, fibers from the suspect's backpack, and digital data from the car's internal GPS. If that car moved between the Guthrie residence and the SWAT-raided home, The digital handshake between the car and local cell towers will provide the final link investigators need to move from detainment to arrest. We are now moving into the third week, and the most pressing concern is no longer just the investigation, it's the biology. Nancy requires vital daily medication for her heart and high blood pressure. Investigators have now deployed helicopters equipped with Bluetooth scanners to sweep the area for any signal from her pacemaker. Cybersecurity experts describe the pacemaker as an unbiased witness. It could reveal her heart rate and condition right up to the moment of disconnection, telling investigators if she was in distress or if the signal flatlined. This is likely why Nancy Guthrie has made the unprecedented move to suspend all professional duties, including her coverage of the 2026 Winter Olympics. In a newly released video, the family made a direct plea to the person behind the $1 Bitcoin demand surfacing on TMZ. They aren't just offering the $100,000 FBI reward, they have signaled a willingness to bypass the legal system entirely if it means getting their mother to a hospital. The clock is literally ticking inside the victim's chest. The evidence trail now leads to the big box retailers. FBI agents are scrutinizing Walmart sales records for the 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack seen on the suspect. By cross-referencing purchases in the Tucson area from late January, they hope to trace the transaction back to a name or a vehicle. This case is a terrifying example of how digital security can be turned against the vulnerable. The suspects knew her doorbell camera didn't have a subscription. They knew how to disconnect the Wi-Fi, and they knew how to use Bitcoin to distance themselves. This was a targeted tech abduction. The community is rallying, with yellow flowers, the symbol of hope, piling at Nancy's gate. But as the Pima County Sheriff warns, this persistence could take weeks or even years. We are monitoring the out-of-state lab where the mystery DNA is being compared against the national database. The moment a name is attached to that profile, this case will move at lightning speed.